guys, we're out at the hangar. We're here to Maiden, a new custom Specter, a beautiful one. This is our second build for Tim Perry. Thanks, man, for working with us on this second build. This is a VSpec, so it's a vector Specter. He said it couldn't be done, and we did it. So guys, we're gonna get this thing up in the air and do a little test flight, maiden it, and get it sent off and packed up today and heading off to its new owner.
Honestly, did you just say screwed it down in place?
Screwed it.
Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna maiden this thing, but just to let you know.
Are we recording?
We're recording now.
Oh, okay.
But just to let you know, the field looks a little bit untidy and uncut back there. That's for a purpose, because if anything should happen, we're gonna put it down. It's like a soft kiss.
It is. It's almost like if we had brought a lot of pillows out, but we can't really afford to put pillows out in the field and do this for everyone.
It kind of makes you wonder why we don't fly in the field like that all the time. Actually, I'll tell you one reason, because there's a fence right behind us. You can kind of see it in frame where Dave Pemberton,
yeah,
your Spectre that's almost indestructible, he had the camera right on the front.
Thanks for bringing that up again and reminding me of David. I almost repressed that memory.
Well, apparently he probably has too, because I don't think he wants to think about it. Did you know that an FPV camera hitting that fence over there sounds exactly like a ball peen hammer?
You just need a little bit of glue and, actually I think a little piece of tape.
And a new camera.
Oh yeah, and a new camera. All right, we're ready to take this Specter V3 up. Everything's been set up. Vector set up on the radio, programmed, and we're gonna go ahead and maiden this.
You know, to be fair to David though, I think he was trying to shoot the gap in between the fence.
That's right, I know, we said that. I don't think he was doing that though. All right, let's
His wife was watching. we gotta do something to get his pride back.
All right, let's go. Well, CG is, if you follow the instructions on the build, the CG is pretty much on the spar and then about a 1/4 inch forward is what we've typically found. It's a pretty stable aircraft. You can honestly run it slightly tail heavy and still be controllable. If you have severe issues on launch, you have a tail heavy aircraft. We're running a 5200 milliamp, our spec. This is 400 milliwatt transmitter.
See, this is where I'm balancing right now. Now on our custom builds, what we do is we actually put center of gravity markers on there. Now I know Alex just posted a video where he had stated that from the fuselage, leading edge of the wing, it's 1 inch back.
Yeah.
So around
yeah, so depending on where you're putting the spar in, I would say most times it's been about a 1/4 inch forward, which is roughly about the inch back. So give or take, CG's honestly pretty easy to hit on this aircraft. So yeah, I think we should be,
especially if we're running a 5200 on the front.
So let's go fly it. And there you are.
Now again, this is a VSpec, so it's a Spectre with a vector.
Enough up trim, so let's bring her in and let me get it manually trimmed in again.
When we come to tweak the planes to get them all set up, we will go ahead and manually set the control surfaces, adjust the clevises, and do any changes we have to the placement and the control horns, which we've pretty much got that figured out to begin with. Because we've got the vector in this. It's the first time a vector's in a Spectre. Good landing. Well, just like any good test pilot, he's got ice water in his veins.
Prognosis is I didn't have enough up elevator on this trim setup, and since this is the first one with the vector, I honestly just kept everything very neutral. That aileron was messing me up by, it's funny, just a small input on aileron can really throw things off. And I decided to leave it, but we're gonna go ahead and make a couple tweaks on it, get it trimmed again, I'll get it back up in the air, I'll make another final trim again. So
one of the things we found too is that the normal settings with the Emax motors weren't as touchy on the torque roll, but how many more kV? What is a Cobra motor again?
We're testing the Cobra motor around 1700 so kV, so it's definitely a bit, it's got some more torque on it, and it's gonna be quick. I mean, I barely opened it up and I barely have to, so checking torque roll on this, although the Spectre really hasn't had too much of an issue, there generally is, on any of these, you've got to trim it for torque roll. So Let's get it back up. I think I have enough up elevator. We're gonna go ahead and fly it again, a little bit nose heavy. It's easier to fly it that way. And I made a couple control adjustments, so.
You know, immediately we were able to tell that we're probably having torque roll issues.
Right.
Now, some guys, especially guys that are new in the hobby, they might not be able to immediately identify that. So what does it feel like when it's in the air, knowing that?
Well, typically, on the aircraft, if you're gonna have trim issues, the torque, as soon as you get on throttle, that's why you'll see as we take off, I'm not gonna gun it 100% because I don't wanna have to fight the plane. I'm gonna gun it and add more throttle if I feel like the plane is getting unstable, but I'm immediately trying to test and figure out what the plane is doing in the air. Is it wanting to roll over on me on torque, or is it wanting to roll over? That's why we set everything neutral, because at least we have a baseline. If I have enough control surface deflection, I know I can at least counteract what's going on partially. I almost didn't have enough, kind of like with the Ranger video, at least for right now what we've got going on. So we'll go through that, trim it out again, and then go again. But the thing is, don't gun it 100% throttle. If you don't need to, get it out, get somebody to toss the plane good like what Matt did, and then start fiddling it from there, because I'm not sure how much elevator I need. If it's gonna be too much or too little, you'll porpoise the plane up or drop it down. So you have to be very easy on the control surfaces. All right, what'd I say? I thought.
Yeah, it was a little bit pitchy going up.
All right.
Is it balancing out a little bit?
Yeah, much better.
So we were right. That was a torque roll issue.
Uh-huh. It was a bit of a torque roll and then just a bit of a trim issue. And trim slow. You know, let the plane fly, hands off, see what it does, and then slowly start trimming it from there.
On these test flights also, you're going to hear a lot of weird RPM changes. That's just because we're putting it through its paces. Seeing how the system's going to react.
What it'll do at different speeds, and I'm not even at half throttle. Yeah, I'd say it's heavy.
Gone. That's a fast Specter. The thing about the Specter is the speed envelope. You want it to be a good all-around plane. So that was completely dead stick.
Yeah, that was dead stick.
What mode are you on with the Vector?
I'm on nothing. I've got it completely off.
Okay, Vector's completely off. We'll want to gain some height before we try that out. Much better, huh?
Yeah, much better. We're pretty close to being dialed in. In the Vector setup, you got to go back in and basically let the Vector know that I've retrimmed and set up some changes in the radio. And then we should do a little bit better on 2D hold. I'm not even at half throttle. And there is no stability mode on whatsoever right now. I would say it's dialed in pretty good. Stuff's working right, and stabilizer's doing what it's supposed to do. I was gonna say that almost looked like a 4-leaf clover, but it's only a 3, so I guess no good luck on this aircraft. But I'm happy with the Maiden, and
you know, I built it, you don't need luck.
Oh yeah, right.
Went less than half throttle before, now he's just going up, taking the elevator. That's not even full. Wow, you are high alphaing it.
I know, I was trying to get you to slow down more. It was starting to get in that stalled spot. Seriously, what plane of this design can alpha? Alright, I think that concludes the Maiden of the VSpec. This won't be the last because we have another one coming up and it's not going to look the same. Guys, thanks for watching today's episode and the Maiden on this aircraft. We're going to get it wiped down, cleaned up in the box and sent off to the new owner. We'll see you next time.
And we're sold on Vector.
We like Vector.